Hey again from Explosive Edge Athletics in Edina, Minnesota. I'm Shawn Myszka and I'm coming in regards to our 8th installment of our Quick Jump Tips video series. Today we're going to talk about another commonly overlooked factor that can directly impact and increase the production of strength that you display in vertical jump specific tasks. And that's the issue of breathing. Now typically in other sports, they have caught on to the fact that you need to have a specific breathing pattern to more closely enhance your performance of specific tasks that you do in your sport. We look at martial artists who place an extreme importance on the breathing techniques. We also see athletes in other sports such as sprinters where they usually zoom in when you see someone sprinting and you can see that their breathing pattern is very precise. We also see it in tennis players where they're serving and you hear them give a quick explosive exhalation of breath, and also during their serving, whether it be any movements that they're going to perform, they breathe in a very concise and precise manner. Why? Well, obviously correct breathing does directly impact their performance. And I think it can in jump athletes as well. Unfortunately, many jump athletes that come to me that I see on a daily basis don't have a clue how they should be breathing in order to increase the production of strength that they're going to have. But it can have an immediate impact if we look at factors such as posture, balance, stability, as well as other power type factors such as velocity of movement, as well as force production, both absorption and exertion. So if it's impacting all of these types of characteristics, it can immediately increase your vertical jump performance if you are to breathe correctly. Now, what is correct? Well, I'll start out by telling you what's not correct, and that's the way that most people are typically taught to breathe in strength training or resistance training type methods. We often see people when they're learning how to do strength training or perform strength training exercise that they're taught by someone who's been taught by someone else that one should inhale while they're executing their entire eccentric phase. It would look something like this. So if they start their eccentric phase in such a movement like a squat, they're going to inhale during the entire duration. So it would be something like this. And then once they get to the bottom position, they start their exhalation almost immediately out of that transition from downward to upward. So again, it would be something like this. So it becomes very slow and very deliberate. However, this just doesn't work when we look at explosive, ballistic, dynamic type movement, such as that and what occurs during the dynamics of a vertical jump. We need to look at other individuals, such as those who have to overcome extreme amounts of loads, such as powerlifters. And those individuals often use a maneuver or a method called the Valsalva maneuver. And what that involves is extreme breath holding. And you're essentially holding your breath the entire duration of a rep, downward and upward, until force production has ceased. So it will look something more like this. So it becomes much more powerful, and that breath holding is going to become a stability factor for the lower spine. And it helps our body absorb more force and withstand greater amounts of force. Well, when we look at vertical jumping, we know that it's a task that involves an extreme amount of force absorption. And if we look at something like a jump stop or even in a counter movement or a typical step close in a running vertical jump, we know that the body is required to absorb anywhere from probably 3 to 8 times the body weight, depending on strength levels and depending on what types of speed we're bringing in that actual movement. So if this Valsalva maneuver can be used or manipulated to help increase our vertical jump performance, where we're holding our breath during the absorption phase, or where our body is yielding to the forces that we're trying to absorb, and then help it to stabilize during the entire, not only eccentric, but amortization and transition or coupling phase, and breathe out only once force production has taken place on a concentric or overcoming action. It will directly impact and increase the performance that you're going to see in that vertical jump specific task. Try it out, again, like with all these other tips, practice it, see what works best for you, but don't take it lightly because it will directly impact and increase your vertical jump performance. For vertical jump tip number 8, Shawn Myszka, Explosive Edge Athletics. We'll see you again next time.